Hey guys, this is Joshua Seth, voice of Tai on Digimon, and you're listening to Anime Secrets.
Toku Secrets is a podcast run by the Anime Secrets website. Check us out at animesecrets.org for more anime, video game, tokusatsu content. Remember to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts today.
Oh, yes! This is Goldar, and you're listening to Toku Secrets Podcast. Don't tune us out, tune us in.
Welcome to Toku Secrets. Join us as we journey into the marvelous world of Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, and many other Tokusatsu. Get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. It's Morphin time! Link to the Morphin. I'm Nathan Desai, the dazzling adventurer, Boken Silver.
I'm Patrick Allen, I'm Shinken Red.
And I'm Rizwan Merchant, Gokai Red.
And I'm Anthony Davis, also known as Curie Green. And we're Toku Secrets.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the Toku Secrets podcast presented by animesecrets.org. And today we are returning to Engine Sentai Go-Onger. We're doing our third podcast. Last time we did GPs 6 through 10. Today we're doing a bit of a shorter one, GPs 11 through 14. We're going to be doing a bit of a quicker one this time because we got some big stuff going on, starting with GP 15. So yeah, this podcast is going to be a bit shorter, but you guys, less runtime. So, you guys don't have to listen to massive audiobook level worth of a podcast. So yeah, we're still going to have a lot of fun here.
But get ready next time to grow some wings.
Yeah, and Riz's puns are still here to stay.
It's your punishment. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it.
I know. But yeah, so to do a brief recap, the Go-Ongers in the previous batch, they encountered an engine from the GN race, an orange alligator trailer truck hybrid called Carrigator. Carrigator joined the Go-Ongers after an initial fight due to a misunderstanding, and he's become a partner of both Gunpei and Hanto, and he's able to combine with Gunpei and Hanto's engines to form Gumbaro. And a little bit later, the engines gain the ability to combine Gumbaro and Engine-O to form Engine-O G6 formation. And that's about everything that happened there. So, yeah, we are now going to jump into a GP11 Radio Jack, a Gunpei-centric filler episode where pretty much there's a monster who's spreading radio waves all over the place, and it's brainwashing people, including all the Go-Ongers except Gunpei, and he's working to free everyone. So, yeah, what do we think about this one, guys?
I have some thoughts on this one, now that we're here. So, my first initial thing I want to say is this episode is probably why Gunpei is in the D/C tier for me. Because he just wasn't what I expected him to be in here. And this is why I was kind of giving him that rank. Like, he could have been more serious and not comic relief. And I know, so somebody in our Discord mentioned the reason why Gunpei is not as serious as he could be is because the actor who played Gunpei was unable to actually play a serious role, so he had to be downgraded to a comic relief / serious role all in one. But it doesn't work. But on the other hand, I do like this episode quite a bit for showcasing stuff like Bren's intelligence in the game and Sosuke driving on the race car pit, and Hanto doing the thing with the millionaire uncle, Grant Sugar Daddy thing or whatever. So
yeah,
overall, I thought the other characters benefited from this episode more than the guy who we're calling this eccentric episode for.
I think this episode finally helped me put into words what we were talking about a couple of episodes ago when we were talking about
how Gunpei is a serious character that kind of gets the slapstick moments. He reminds me a lot of how the post-movie SpongeBob episodes treated Squidward, where they just used him as the punchline for no reason. And it wasn't funny then, and it's not funny now. It's just that there's no reason for him to be put into these, like, him getting bullied is the butt end of the joke thing. But they do it anyway.
Exactly. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. It doesn't help his character. It's just annoying. And when we were talking about this stuff, 2 episodes ago when we started this review series, I couldn't point to a moment where I was like, okay, this is the moment where I decided Gunpei was not really that great of a character. Now I can point to an episode. This one.
Yeah, especially when he's going on his big rant about talking about how great the Go-Ongers are, because he's been probably the most vocally cold and critical of all of them. Hanto a bit less than the others, because he and Hanto kind of have this, buddy-buddy relationship going on. But especially with the main 3, him voicing how much he admires all of them, that's a pretty charming moment.
It is, but it's also undeserved for him to be able to say that.
Let's just be honest with me. It's not enough for you. Like, I don't know what this man can do to get him to up your score a bit better. Because honestly, I'm not saying it.
You're not seeing what I'm seeing?
No, I really don't. I really don't. I'm just like, I mean, he's okay. I don't think he's like the best, but I think he's just decent.
I mean, like I said in the first batch, I think he'll end up in my C tier at the end. And I think that's a very fair place for him to be, but for him to get to C tier, he had to be in D tier at the beginning.
I respect. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. So that's my Russ and L here. But
yeah, I'm just feel like, dang, Riz, like,
no.
Man, poured hard out in this episode. You still won't give him the green light.
I mean, but the thing is, like, he didn't really bond with the other 3 all that much. He was very cold and standoffish with them most of the time. So why would he suddenly go to a 180 and decide, hey, I'm going to love on these guys and profess my admiration for them, when he's given no indication that he really even noticed what they did, or that he had any respect for them?
That we don't have the benefit of seeing how they interact with each other on a daily basis. It's just we're just seeing things as they are per episode. Because in their universe, they probably spent a lot of time together. We just don't see it.
But that's the problem, is you got to show me that journey a little bit more for me to appreciate it. Like a couple of one-liners here or there, or like a small edit into the story here and there, where you can see that kind of abrasive personality breaking in him starting to say something like, hey, Saki, good job back there, or hey, thanks for the save, Sosuke, or something where he acknowledged somebody existed and that they meant to do something good for him.
I thought he did that in one episode, I think.
He might have, but I mean, it wasn't enough for me, I think. And that's my thing.
Like I said, it's not enough. See, I told you.
But at the same time, I think he does get some characterization later on that makes him a little bit better. Not a whole lot, but still a little bit better.
No, I understand. I'm just busting your chops, man. You're good.
But the entire plot of the episode is actually kind of entertaining. I just wish this was done to somebody else. Like, I wish this was done to Sosuke and not to Gunpei.
Honestly, I feel like Sasuke being chased around by the police would actually be funny.
Exactly. Like, that would be something where you could actually laugh at it and it'd be kind of fun. Mm-hmm. But in this case, like, Anthony, the thing about it that I don't know if I conveyed well is I don't want to have this guy being chased by the police for no reason. It's not funny. And that's the reason I'm kind of like, okay, this needs to be rewritten.
So you kind of feel like him just releases like a really serious moment. It's not a funny moment, it's a serious moment.
Right.
As opposed to if it was somebody else that was doing chasing the police.
Right.
And yeah, a lot of, and plus that, even with people being under spell, Ginpei would definitely get some time in jail because he did assault some police officers in this episode. I'm just saying.
Right. And I mean, he's also a former cop or detective or whatever. So it's not funny. It's actually kind of depressing for him.
I don't think it was meant to be funny. I guess that wasn't their.
It was written
goal.
to be funny.
Yeah, because the plot of like a monster using radio waves to like brainwash people and like showing all these like alternate versions of the Rangers, like that's clearly meant to have some comic relief implications.
Well, I mean, even in the show, they said that, we gave the other 4 like happy endings. Let's give this guy a bad ending just so we can shake it up a bit. Like even in universe, they said they wanted to screw with him and make it funny.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It felt like even the show itself is like, yeah, we kind of don't like this guy that much. We're just gonna like screw with him even more because we don't like him.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where certain characters work better in certain tonal situations, and he is not the comedic character, but they keep trying to put him into comedic situations. Like Britt says, if this was Sasuke in the situation, this episode would have been way better.
If this is Sasuke, this might have been like a 9 out of 10.
Do they give an explanation on why? Because the thing is that everyone except Gunpei is going as if like this is my life. Gunpei seems to be aware that like everything is out of whack. Did they give an explanation on why he's not affected by the waves?
No.
Okay, that's another reason.
I think what it was that I think what it was that the bad guys wanted to purposely leave him out just so they can mess with him. From what I remember watching the episode, I can tell like they didn't affect him personally because they was like, well, we know all the Go-Ongers like already they're good or whatever, but him in particular, we'll screw with him because only one Go-Onger is not gonna be an issue with us.
I don't.
They looked at the episode like
a really
one
weak
Go-Onger would not be
reason,
enough to
though,
fight.
and that's another reason why Sosuke would work more as the focus episode, because then you could have made something funny out of it. Like, oh, well, Sosuke is so hot-headed and kind of an idiot that these radio waves just don't affect his weird brain or something. Like, okay, that would have actually fit the more wackier tone of this episode. So yeah, the more I think about this, if you gave Sosuke the focus here, this honestly, if it amounted to like a comedic moment like that, this could be a 10 episode, honestly.
It's like you're literally just describing that brain episode of Futurama.
Yeah, exactly.
The brain waves don't work on Fry because he's too stupid.
But that would have worked for this Sentai.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do we want to give 11 out of 10, guys?
Anthony's gonna judge me, but I'm gonna go to 5.
I'll give it a 6. I mean, I think it still has some good stuff to it. It's just, I mean, we've talked about what we don't like about it, so.
I think a 6 is valid.
I think 6 is better,
I would give
honestly.
it a 7, just because, like I said.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Go ahead, Anthony.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna upgrade my 5 to a 6 because I do think the stuff with the other characters warrants it, but the episode did lose a lot of points for the Gunpei rule.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
everybody hates Gunpei.
Like, okay, you know what would have been better if they'd written it this way? Like, if they had Sosuke be the one being chased. You know what would have been a really cool, like, Gunpei storyline to be in this episode?
What's that?
Him being back on the police force, solving a mystery or something.
You know what? Yeah, that actually would have helped it a lot.
Like, that would have been such a better episode. Because then you see a serious guy doing a serious thing, and he's being pulled away by an annoying kid, and he's like, dude, go away, I'm trying to work here. You know, like, that'd been kind of funny.
You know what, Riz? After, what was it? I think it might be the next episode we do a review on, because that episode, I definitely see what you mean when it comes to Gunpei. I'm like, Dude, I was rooting for you last episode. What are you doing, man? You're making me look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to GP12. Sosuke Banki, which is
Yeah, this is the episode.
a filler episode, Sosuke centric. This episode can be summed up in one sentence: Sosuke and the latest Banki Jew accidentally switch bodies, and a bunch of wacky shenanigans ensue. Yeah, that about sums this one up. What do we think about this one?
I liked it.
Yeah, there was some. This is the kind of stupid fun that makes me like Go-Onger.
Exactly. Like, it's nothing serious. It made no sense why this bolt of lightning switched their bodies and did a Freaky Friday moment. But I like the nice little touches of, like, how they integrate the body switch into the Go-Onger trope by having Bankai Sosuke in the roll call as a Bankai.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty clever.
I love you saying Bankai. It's pronounced Banchi.
Whatever.
No, I'm saying that because like people hear Bankai, they're thinking of Bleach.
I don't watch Bleach, so I have no reference to this.
Oh well, Bankai is a technique that the characters use in the show.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah,
No, but
and Johnny on Boss voiced the main character in the show.
That I knew, but I just could not get into the fact that it's so long, so I don't want to watch it.
No, but Riz, what you were just saying is only half of it. Like, they have Sosuke be sick at the beginning of the episode, and then Bankiju Sosuke is saying, like, I'm a Bankiju and I'm going to destroy you. And then the Go-Ongers are all like, okay, Sosuke, you're a little sicker than we thought. You're going to have to lie down now, buddy. Like,
yeah, and honestly, it gave a good vibe when the four of them went and punched the Go-On Red suit, which is basically the monster in his form, because they knew that this is not Sosuke. They knew their team wanted to know, hey, our leader is not this guy that's in front of us. Something happened.
Yeah, and that's also another part of a funny moment where, like, Yogo Stein is all like, oh, Go on Red is the Bankiju now, and then he like captures the Sosuke's body and says, I will kill this person unless you defeat the monster, to try and trick them. Like, it's really bizarre shenanigans that just works perfectly, honestly.
He's like, what are you doing? He's like, shut up, stop talking.
Shut up.
My plan's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't give it's a 9 out of 10. Like,
it is.
Oh yeah, definitely,
definitely
9 out of 10. It's only getting a 9 and not a full 10 because of Gunpei's weird towel thing. I was like, dude, what? You had me up here in the last episode, then you lost me here. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I see what you mean now. I see what you mean now. That's why I said it. I said in the last episode. I was like, yeah, because now when I got to this episode, now I could be like, okay, my Gunpei defense is now lowered. Now I'm trash talking him now.
All right, now we can move on to GP13, Tank Full of Chivalry, a Ren-centric filler episode where Ren is trying to help a young woman stand up to her overbearing father so he can help her chase her dream. A little bit of a fun fact about her father. The father character is never mentioned by name in this episode. He's played by Shun Sugata. Shun Sugata previously played Ryo Murasame, or Kamen Rider ZX, in the TV special Birth of the 10th Kamen Riders Altogether. Not a series, because this was like in between Black RX and Kuga, where Kamen Rider would occasionally have TV specials, but there was no ongoing show because Metal Heroes was in the Kamen Rider time slot. We get a little bit of backstory for Ren, where he was raised by a family who owned their own restaurant, and his father raised him to take it over, but then eventually he decided, well, you have your dream in racing, and you're my son, I love you, so I'm going to allow you to chase that dream. Yeah, that's all the information here. What do we think about this one?
don't know. I don't really have anything to say about it. Truthfully,
This was bizarre, and I laughed a couple times, but I'm just kind of like, did this episode really need to happen? I mean, just like,
yeah.
Did
and then the
anyone?
ending, I'm like, you had me at first, but then the alien stuff, I'm like, oh.
I hate to ask, but did anyone else get the ick from this episode?
What from with the girl?
The girl and Ren.
I didn't get that because it legitimately came off as if Ren is just a overly nice guy who just wants to help everyone chase their dreams. I didn't get any romantic attraction at all. And here's the thing.
You sure about that? Because he was like, oh, I didn't even ask what planet she was from. Crap.
Well, I mean, he's like touching where she kissed him on the cheek, and he's kind of like in a daze of wonderment.
I don't know, because I get what you're trying to say, but I might disagree because here's the thing. There's a Ni Ninja episode where the blue one, Yakumo, is supposedly saying that he has this girlfriend named Alina who's like a 10-year-old girl. And then at the end of the episode, she reveals that she has a boyfriend. And then Yakumo is all like, wait, you had a boyfriend? But we were supposed to get married when you get older.
What?
Nathan, you're not helping your case.
You're making us hate Ninja even more.
Nathan, you remember how you tried to tell me that Ninja is not that bad?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just
because it's not that bad doesn't mean that it's bad. Doesn't mean that it's good.
Nate, listen to me.
What's up?
Blink twice if you're in trouble. If you need our help.
You're not helping, man. You're digging the bigger grave for this series more. The shovel is like
I have no qualms about that, but yeah, like what I'm saying is that like that episode, there's blatant creepy vibes, and I get what you were saying with that Time Ranger episode where Ayase was saying some creepy stuff about the little girl. I just don't.
I forgot about that.
I just don't think it's as blatant here.
It's not as blatant here. That's why I said I get the ick. Ick means I have a slightly bad vibe. Like, I can see where this could be taken as a big deal as a bad way, but it's not altogether a bad thing because I do see signs of Ren just trying to be an overly nice guy, but I also see signs later on of him questioning his attraction to her or something, you know? Like, it's a two-way thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just see it more as Ren is just... I just see him more as being part of Ren's character where he's just a nice... It kind of goes off that... kind of similar to how he was with Hanto in that episode that you didn't like in the first batch, where he saw that like he just wanted to be there and be a nice guy, like a big brother for Hanto. It could be the same thing here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I personally like this one just because I
liked it too.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to mention before we went on this little tangent, I don't know about y'all, but I kind of saw that coming from a mile away. When from the beginning of the episode, I kind of knew that this kid would be something that's not defined as human. Like, I thought maybe she's a Bankai. I thought maybe she is like some kind of deity or something because of her name that she gave.
Oh, yeah. So by the way, I just made sure I remember this because they put it slightly in the text above. She's actually an adult, but the reason why she is the way she is because apparently she's an adult who acts like a child.
Yeah.
So that's like it's like a term they use in Japan from what her name derives from.
I looked into it as well. Which is where I kind of had. That's why I said it's an ick because.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Totally. It was ick. Yeah. I did not like that at all. It was.
It feeds into the weirder side of things in the world, but it's fine. Yeah. I'm not going to get into that in this podcast, but
you know what's sad about that, Riz, is that there are a lot of those actually in Japan, believe it or not.
Yeah. Well, anyway, back to my point. her name was a giveaway to me that she was not a normal human.
And honestly, the whole aliens thing, that didn't bother me at all, because
Oh no,
here's
I
the
didn't
thing.
care.
This is Go-Onger. It feels weirdly in place with Go-Onger in
It
its tone,
does.
to the point where you just kind of throw up your hands and just say, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And I thought Rin's duel with her father was pretty funny. I don't know. I really like this one, and I get what you're saying, that like maybe this episode didn't have to happen, but it was fun enough for me, which is why I'm probably going to give it an 8, personally. What about everyone else?
I think I'm gonna go with a 7.
I'm gonna go to 7 too. Like I said, I got the ick from the entire episode, and it just felt weird. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
I'll probably give it a 6. Mostly for the reason that Riz and Anthony said about it being a bit uncomfortable at times, but also the trope of it suddenly being revealed at the end that this person is an alien. I hate it. I've never liked this trope because it's so overdone and it feels like a cop-out.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Fair. Oh, and by the way, for those back home who are wondering, who remember that Mean Ninja episode I just mentioned, it's also one that's kind of difficult to miss because Maji Yellow has a cameo at the end of it. So, yeah, that's an unavoidable episode, unfortunately. But, yeah, let's move on to the final episode of this batch. GP14, Doki Doki Every Day. This is a Hanto filler episode where Sosuke makes Hanto undergo training with an old man to help him with his focus. And that's about it. What do we think about this one, guys?
I thought it was entertaining that Hanto went and got training, and that Sosuke was running after them to go help give him training. That was entertaining to me. But the biggest takeaway for me was at the end when we get these mysterious new mechs coming out of nowhere to help.
Wait, mysterious new mechs? What are you talking about? Oh. You're talking about the next spot. I mean, I thought that this one had some entertaining moments where Hanto was trying to rush through the final battle to go and talk to the person who's actually Kegaleza. Like, he puts the highway buster together by himself, and then he's all like, I gotta get this battle quick! And then he, like, throws all the engine souls out, and then they're all like...
They all get mixed up.
Yeah, like, I'm Corrugator, but I'm in Speedor's or whatever's body. Like,
that was really funny.
That was funny.
It was great.
Yeah,
so
go on humor.
Yeah, pretty entertaining episode, but I can't. Nothing that really stands out though, and I mean, like we've kind of made it clear, like these are just some like, I don't know. We could call this podcast like an appetizer because we're getting to some of the better stuff in the next one.
Before the stretch.
Yeah, which kind of similar to how we did another Calm Before the Storm podcast in Gingaman before we did the Black Knight episodes.
Yeah.
So this is just a regular trend that we're getting at. But yeah, what do we want to get 14 out of 10?
I'd say an 8.
I'd say an 8. That's fine.
Yeah, 8's good.
Yeah, 8's fine.
And do we have anything else we want to say?
I'm ready to grow some wings. How about you?
Totally.
Yeah. It's we've made it obvious we're looking forward to the next batch of episodes.
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to talking about the next batch of episodes.
Yeah,
those
so
are some
am I.
great episodes.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I wish we could do it tonight, but we can't record it.
All right, well, everybody back home, we appreciate you guys for taking the time to listen to this quick podcast. Next time, we'll be taking a look at 15 through 20, featuring the debut of the Go-Onger's Sixth Rangers, otherwise known as the Go-On Wings. We're definitely looking forward to seeing those characters, and after that, we're going to resume doing the normal 5 episodes, with the exception of one where we have to add on another one, where we'll be returning to our updated tier rankings, not in the next podcast, although we will be doing opening tiers for the Go on Wings, but we'll be doing our updated tiers in the podcast after the next because we'll be at the midpoint, so we're definitely looking forward to that. But with that said, we'll see you guys next time when we return to Go-Onger, and also keep an eye out for us doing some brief commentary on the Sentai 2025 trademark when it comes out, as well as us resuming our coverage of Boom Boomger when the time is right. We will see you guys next time to return to Go-Onger, but until then, bye for now. If you enjoyed listening to the Toku Secrets podcast, please check us out at animesecrets.org and follow us on all our social media pages such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And also feel free to check out our other podcasts, including Anime Declassified and the Jedi Squadron. You can also leave us any feedback you'd like to offer us directly on our website. If you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes, we thank you so much, and please leave us a rating out of 5 stars. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed, and leave any comments down below, as we love to take the time to read comments left on our channel and give our fans, shout-outs. If you have any seasons of Super Sentai, Power Rangers, or other Tokusatsu shows that you'd like for us to check out, please don't hesitate to say so in your feedback. With all that said, we thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our podcast, and we will see you next time as we continue our never-ending journey through the world of Tokusatsu. But until that time, you all stay safe, we love you, and may the power protect you.